Hey guys, I'm Michael Allen for TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Guys, we do a lot of expat videos. You know, we talk to people that live here, get different perspective on different things. Well, we get a lot of emails, and we haven't been able to answer these questions about when people volunteer down here in Costa Rica. But guess what? I got two people in the middle of their volunteering right now. We got Louise from Scotland, and we got Stephanie from England, and we're going to ask them all about kind of the volunteering process. You guys want to say, hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hola! Hey, pure vida!
So I think the first question would be, how did you come about picking Costa Rica as the place you wanted to volunteer?
Well, for me, it looks like such a beautiful country, and I wanted to explore it in a way that I could do something good at the same time. So, with the project that I'm doing, it means that I can be in one place as well as going away at the weekends to explore a bit more.
So you're kind of working, volunteering, but you also have some free time.
Yeah, so I can travel at the same time. So.
Yeah, we've definitely we've got time on the weekends and everything, so it's pretty good. And then I've got a big break for Holy Week. You go traveling and stuff, and then it's quite relaxed.
Oh, actually, I should probably say, this. I think a lot of people do know this. You're paying to actually volunteer, right? You didn't actually. Oh, you're just coming down and this is set up. I think we won't even get into the company name because it doesn't really matter. But you picked a pretty big company on the internet, and so what were some of the things when you were researching this that you were kind of like, oh, I wonder what that is, or is it? You know what I mean? I'm not even sure what I'm asking. Like, what was the process?
Including the price and stuff. Why we chose the specific company. Well, for me, it's my first time really independently travelling on my own, away from, without being with friends or family and stuff. And volunteering through a company provided me with the security of having people to fall back on if something went wrong, and also they kind of sort stuff out for you. So I did my flights on my own, but they could have done my flights for me, and accommodation and food and stuff's all kind of sorted. So
you're kind of paying the money and they set everything up.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything. And you have this similar?
Yeah, I was like, because there's just so many different companies to choose from that you end up, like, your research for so long. But then because there are different combinations, like there's ones you can stay with family, or you can stay in a flat just with like other volunteers. But I think, I'm glad that we're with families. And then
so you're doing it's more immersion almost, like you're getting right into the culture.
Because I decided on Costa Rica to learn Spanish and like things like that.
So what did your families think? Were they in the process? Were they kind of going, I heard it's unsafe, or you better get somebody I can call?
Yeah.
I'm quite young, and this is like my first big trip away. So my mom was like searching all the time, like Costa Rica this and like La Fortuna and everything. But I think it's like the company's good, like you can ask them questions, and I think a lot of them, they're more than happy to just like describe what's going to happen and like make it really detailed so you're not surprised by anything.
Yeah, I think also the UK is a bit, well, not necessarily just the UK, but there's a kind of stereotype that Central America is going to be scary and dangerous with gangs and guns and stuff and like drugs. And I think my parents were secretly relieved because it's kind of a more secure way of kind of emerging into the country. That's not the right word, but yeah.
So when you got off the plane, were you met by somebody, or did you kind of have to go find?
I was met when I came off the plane. It was good.
So what's your volunteer? Because I know you can do, I don't know, save the turtles and help in with animals. What are you doing?
I'm teaching English in the school in La Fortuna.
And I'm teaching English in the school, a school like 10 minutes down the road, but it's more of a rural kind of area, so it's a different experience with having the same experience. Like I'm teaching English still, but
now how long have you been doing it? I mean, you're right in the middle or at the end. How long have you been volunteering up till right now?
This is my 4th week.
And this is my 4th week, but it's my last week as well.
Yeah.
So I got to ask you, is it what you thought it would be up to this point?
Yeah, in some ways, yes. I've had more of a cultural experience than I'd kind of expected. I don't know, in my head I thought it'd be a bit more, because of the fact that I was going with a company, I kind of thought perhaps it would be more, you'd have more interaction with other volunteers and the company would come, I don't know, it'd be more kind of with other volunteers, but in fact actually I've been, on my own village, making my own kind of contacts and friends and social, like social.
Almost like you're kind of on your own.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, in a way.
Have
but
fun.
with still having this whole like security behind me. But actually, there have been times when it's been really, I don't know, challenging, let's say, because there's nothing to do and I don't speak like particularly good English, but like it's been so good.
Yeah, like I think it's tough sometimes with the families. Yeah, like because a lot of them don't speak English, but I don't know. I think I don't know, in a way, like I was really happy about that because then I have to speak Spanish to them and stuff, and it's good because I get introduced to like their family, friends, and everything, and I really like how I feel like part of the family rather than just like I'm staying there as a guest.
Now you can be as much part of the family as you want to be, right? I don't know, but so you can either be one with them or you can kind of go out and do your own thing almost?
Yeah, you've got the freedom just to do whatever. If you want to kind of make the effort and be involved in the family life, you can.
Welcome to Costa Rica.
But then in same respects, if you want to kind of do your own thing, that's totally fine. There's no expectations as far as the family is concerned, so you are free to do what you like.
I think it is just up to you how involved you want to be.
So were the living conditions, your families, I mean, was it kind of how you thought it would be? Is it working out like you, in your head, were you going, okay, I'll be in this kind of house and this kind of family, eating this kind of food?
Well,
or has there been any like, wow, that was a surprise, didn't know that was going to happen?
I think you definitely get enough warning about the amount of rice and beans
Yeah,
you're
they
going to eat
warn you,
while
yeah.
you're here. It's
And the
so,
cold showers.
when it's for dinner and then breakfast and then lunch, you're not too shocked. But I think the cold shower thing was the biggest surprise for me.
Cold showers?
Yeah, and mine's just sort of a pipe that comes out the wall. But I don't know. I think
Did you say it's a pipe that comes out of the wall?
yeah, like you have a pipe and then the shower head. It's like I think something happened to the shower head. Maybe there never was one. I don't know, but yeah, that was a surprise. It was good. I don't know, like my house is really clean and like my room's really clean. My host mum comes and like tidies my room every day and like it's really good. And I think they have the same in their bathroom. So it's not like they're living in luxury and then just like give me the pipe shower.
Right.
But that's what I was saying.
Yeah, we've got, it's it's relatively basic, but we were prepared enough to we're kind of warned that you could expect rice and beans for all the foods and all the meals.
So no big surprises
No big
on the
surprise.
living conditions.
Like
of
there's a
the
few
food.
dodgy wires here and there that's a bit kind of have to duck and avoid, but it's kind of the charm of it. I don't know. I don't mind it. It's all right.
Now let's move it on. Okay, so you kind of knew that. So what about the actual volunteering? Now you're teaching English, both of you. Is that part of it? The most time you're doing? Is it what you thought it was going to be? Are you doing what you thought you were going to be?
Yeah, well I think through the company that we went with, I don't know, they don't really tell you how much involvement you're going to have.
But I think they don't tell you because it can schools change so often with different staff, new kids, and maybe someone else's experience has changed things slightly, and then the volunteers are kind of do something else. So I think it changes all the time. So I think that's why they haven't told us what to expect.
So they can give you so basically
Specifically.
like you will be teaching English in some capacity. You're somewhere doing something.
Yeah.
Now did you pick Opportuna? Or do you pick your area?
And I picked it's teaching English in Latvia. Yeah.
Well, I think that's the only teaching project that they do in Costa Rica for the company that we chose anyway. But with other companies, I'm sure you can teach English elsewhere.
So there's been no surprises on, because I thought one of you guys might have told me that you thought you might be doing a little bit more teaching English.
Yeah. I mean,
there are a couple classes where you're cutting and sticking, and then like I don't know, in like for Spanish and things like that.
Kind of teacher's aid-ish
yeah.
a little.
But I think like we are here to volunteer, and I've had so much fun already teaching English and things.
And also I think, what I've realised as well is that you can, if you put in, you can get out whatever you like. So I mean, the more you put into it, the better.
Yeah, like if you go into the class and just sort of sit at the back and watch, then I think the teacher will just leave you to do that.
And you would be disappointed as well.
Yeah, but then if
So you kind of have to, you got to kind of throw yourself out there and kind of.
But like that's just really good fun. That's been the best.
What would you give any recommendations to anybody that's maybe looking at this video now, thinking about volunteering? Is there something you know now that I don't know if you would have researched or some. I don't know.
I think the big thing has to be just do your research because there's just so many choices, and I think I'm really glad I looked through so many different ones. And then,
I think especially for like teaching, especially like we got to do a teaching English as a foreign language qualification as part of the package, but some other companies don't do that, some do, some are a bit more expensive, some are a bit, I don't know, there's just so many options to just really like research it.
yeah. And then I think you'll find the one that you're really happy with, and you won't get any surprises.
All right. Would you do it again?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Do you feel? I mean, you say you do it again, but does it seem worth the money? You know what I mean? Like, or are you kind of going, well, I should have maybe got a shower. Well, I don't mean it like that. I'm just talking about does the money correlate with your experience?
I personally think so,
Yeah, because you're paying, like, we do feel really secure. Like, there's one point where we were stuck in another town and you just phone up the person like, help me, I don't know what to do. And yeah, like, they were really good.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is, you're paying for safety and like all the help they give you as well.
And
So they're around. You can get a hold of them anytime.
Yeah.
Is that true?
24 hours.
24/7.
And I think also you don't realise as well that with them, like just through living in a Costa Rican house, you don't just, like, it doesn't really matter what the conditions are because they're so friendly and like will just do anything for you and like involve you in their whole family. I mean, the dad in my host family is telling me that I'm his Costa Rican daughter. Like when I'm in his house, I'm like a Costa Rican and I'm one of his children, and to call him dad and stuff. And
Would you keep up
can't
with these
pay
people?
anyone.
Just out of curiosity, would you keep up with the people you're living with, or is it
Yeah,
just kind
for
of an
sure,
experience and
definitely.
kind of?
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Yeah, no, I'd love to keep in touch.
And the teachers in school as well.
And of course, your vision. Was Costa Rica all you thought it would be? Have you
It's
seen enough to?
just as green as I expected, yes.
Just as many bugs, but no, yeah, maybe more rain than initially expected, but yeah, maybe even more because it's just so beautiful, and you can't really see that on the internet really.
Yeah.
Typing in La Fortuna.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel you have enough spare time?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're here to volunteer and we're paying for our project. So I think 2 days of the weekend is more than fine. I mean, it's not that long because it kind of cuts up our weekend quite short in
Yeah.
terms of travelling to a different place. But I don't know, what do you think?
So what have you been doing during your spare time?
We just stayed in La Fortuna one weekend, and because the beer festival was here, so that was very good fun.
All about the beer.
And then we went to Paco
Oh yeah.
one weekend as well, down to the beach. That was amazing. It was really good.
Hot.
I don't know. I'm really glad that we came with a company because then we all went down to Paco with, it was like 9 of us, I think, just all other volunteers, and like you just meet such a really nice group.
I think also we were lucky because we all just got on really well. Yeah.
Because like it's such a range of ages, but we're all here to do the same thing, and like it's just really good fun.
Cool. Well, guys, I hope it answers some of your questions about volunteering. We'll probably be doing a few more of these as we run into some volunteers. I hope it helped answer some of your questions. We definitely would like to thank Stephanie and Louise for their experience and perspective. So I'm Michael Allen from Travel Costa Rica Now, and this is, say your name,
Louise.
Steph.
and say hi, Mom, and bye, Mom.
Hi, Mum.
Hi, Mom.
All right,
Bye,
guys.
Mom.
Peace.
Adios. Sorry.
Peace. Hope it helps, guys.
Pura
See ya.
vida.